must have happened to someone else. Number 5, Dynamo Jack. This Indonesian acupuncturist became popular when he was featured in a documentary titled The Ring of Fire, an Indonesian Odyssey. Dynamo Jack was discovered when a cameraman was injured during filming, and they sought Jack's medical attention. The team went in for what they assumed would be a usual visit, but they left totally amazed.
Alright,
During normal
so,
acupuncture, the doctor
stop.
was somehow able to pass small bolts of electricity through the small metal needles. The electricity caused the patient to shake in reaction to electricity, and also be nearly immediately cured of his damaged eye.
He uses acupuncture needles in the traditional points, but with a twist. Through them he directs a form of electricity, as he calls it. But he doesn't draw the electricity from a wall socket. He claims to generate it within his own body.
Dynamo Jack claimed that he obtained electrical abilities, as well as control over energy through intense meditation.
Careful! Okay.
While he did offer to show this team his abilities, he didn't want the public eye knowing of them, as he claimed he sought these unnatural powers for his own evolution as a human, and not to help others. He didn't want fame and believed the skeptics would circulate negative energy in his name. Of course, speaking of skeptics, many claim this footage is fake. However, the documentary was filmed in 1987, and faking footage like this didn't become popular until the rise of the internet. Many believe that obtaining abilities like this is actually quite possible through meditation and spiritual journey, and the idea that further filming was refused by Dynamo Jack lends to the idea that this wasn't for fame. Otherwise, several more videos would have been publicized. Number 4, Thailand girl with telekinesis. This video comes from a bus stop along a busy city street in Thailand. Several people exit the train and 2 young schoolgirls get into some kind of altercation with an older man. It's unsure what the argument is about, but one girl seems to be really telling him off when he starts to approach them with his fist in the air. The other girl, who has mostly remained quiet, immediately throws her hand up as if she stops the man, and he unexplainably is thrown back with great force, without having even been touched by the girl. Another man beside him begins to yell at the girls as well. The girl throws a hand into the air, which subsequently throws the man into the air as well. The girl looks down at her hands as if she was amazed by her own power. A few seconds later, even her friend is afraid of her and is backing away from the situation. The girl faces towards a table set up alongside the street and it falls down, knocking several things over. She becomes upset and starts to scream, and things near her begin to crash and break. Even a streetlight appears to fall. If these really are some form of unknown telekinetic powers, this young girl was apparently unaware she possessed them and is clearly terrified by her own ability. While this video could have likely been fake or connected to some media ploy, there has been no solid evidence suggesting so. With over 7 billion people in the world and scientific anomalies all around us, is it really all that hard to believe that people out there are capable of more than just most of us? Number 3, Time Traveling Woman. For this entry, we have decided to group 2 videos into one, because they are very similar and are both possible evidence for time travel, and there is no evidence related to it other than what we see. A woman seems to walk by the camera, unaware it's even there. She has a device or object pressed up to her ear as if talking and laughing. The way she holds this device is uncanny to the way cell phones are held, and there's no clear explanation for why else she'd be talking. The next video has a little more of a story to it. This is a clip from an unknown 1938 film that features several people walking along the street. A small group of 3 women and 1 man pass the camera. The woman in the middle appears to be holding a black device up to her ear and talking. Much like the woman in the first clip, and much like anyone using a cell phone today, as she nears the camera, she looks right into it, removes the device from her ear, and begins to talk to the people next to her. As she moves the device from her ear, we can see it a little more clearly, and it's obvious that she didn't just have her hand on her face. However, the details of the object are unclear. The original post of this video on YouTube featured a comment from user Planet Shack, in which they claimed that this woman was their grandmother. According to Planet Shack, she was 17 years old. Planet Shack writes, I asked her about this video and she remembers it quite clearly. She says DuPont, the company that reportedly owns the factory in this video, had a telephone communication section in the factory. They were experimenting with wireless telephones. Gertrude and 5 other women were given these wireless phones to test out for a week. Gertrude is talking to one of the scientists holding another wireless phone who is off to her right as she walks by. This seems unlikely as the exploration of wireless phones as early as 1938 would have been released to the public or at least documented somewhere in history.
I forgot that I was
Others
recording.
claim it isn't impossible as it could have been more like a walkie-talkie. But it still seems unlikely to just be handed out to a random young woman without any documentation.
Well, this is going to be in this video.
Still have the phone, but never updated
Bye.
with a photo.